1 minute smarter, every market clearer. Welcome to my channel, I'm Claire. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's deep dive. Today, we're discussing a topic that makes it feel like we are standing right on the edge of a massive historical fault line. Just recently, as CES 2026 kicked off, NVIDIA unveiled its brand new autonomous driving AI platform, codenamed Alpamayo. On stage, Jensen Huang made a powerful declaration. The ChatGPT moment for physical AI has arrived. This is more than just a marketing slogan. It marks the official transition of autonomous driving from being purely rule-driven into the era of reasoning. Let's take a closer look at what this so-called reasoning capability actually means at the technical level. In the past, self-driving systems functioned more like massive lookup tables. Engineers wrote thousands of rules: stop at red lights, avoid pedestrians. But when faced with bizarre, extreme situations, what we call long-tail problems, these rules often fell short. The core breakthrough of Alpamayo is that it is a vision-language-action (VLA) model with 10 billion parameters. It no longer relies on human-defined logic. Instead, through end-to-end training, it directly translates raw video streams from sensors into driving actions. Interestingly, the data clearly shows that this reasoning model, based on chain-of-thought COT, demonstrates a surprisingly human-like thinking process when handling emergencies. For example, when the system notices the car ahead braking suddenly, it doesn't just stiffly match a preset pattern. Instead, it reasons through the cause and effect just like a human. The car in front is slowing down, so I must brake as well. This boost in capability has increased the success rate by a full 40% compared to traditional systems when dealing with road construction, extreme weather, and other rare or unseen scenarios. This leap from perception to reasoning is the key to physical AI truly integrating into complex human society. To support such massive reasoning demands, NVIDIA simultaneously introduced the Rubin platform. I find this point quite fascinating. The Rubin Computing Foundation doesn't just increase AI software speeds by 5 times, it pushes training performance up by 3.5 times. This means developers no longer need to worry about the trivial details of underlying algorithms. Instead, they can use this super brain provided by NVIDIA for product integration. NVIDIA has even gone so far as to open source the Alpamayo model architecture, simulation tools, and an open dataset containing over 1,700 hours of various driving scenarios. This open strategy stands in stark contrast to industry giant Tesla. Tesla's path is one of extreme vertical integration and a closed-loop supply chain. In Elon Musk's view, the only shortcut to solving long-tail problems is scale. Data shows that by the end of 2025, Tesla's global fleet had accumulated over 80 billion miles of real-world driving data. To put that into perspective, NVIDIA's 1,700 hours of open-source data is like a single drop of water in the ocean. This data diversity allows Tesla's FSD to operate in real-world conditions across 7 countries, and it has already completed over 1 million accident-free test miles in Europe. Musk has publicly stated that he isn't losing sleep over NVIDIA's progress, as he firmly believes that solving long-tail problems requires an incredibly difficult accumulation of exclusive experience. However, shifts in market power often happen when least expected. Let's turn our attention to the intense battle in the chip market. In the first half of 2024, NVIDIA's Orin X and Tesla's FSD chips controlled nearly the entire market, with a combined share of 63.5%. But by the second quarter of 2025, the situation took a dramatic turn. In the L2 plus highway NOA market, NVIDIA's Orin N took advantage of its first-mover status, seeing its installations skyrocket by 1,654% year-over-year, with its market share jumping from 18% to 67%. In contrast, local chip manufacturers like Horizon Robotics and Black Sesame, while still growing in shipments, saw their market shares severely squeezed. Horizon dropped from 29% to 13%, and Black Sesame shrank from 10% to 3%. In the even more competitive L2 plus urban NOA sector, NVIDIA sits firmly with a 57% share, leaving the rest of the pie to self-developed chip players like Huawei and Tesla. If we zoom in on the Chinese market, you'll find that the competition has become incredibly fierce. Interestingly, data suggests that by 2026, the penetration rate of intelligent driving in new cars in China is expected to exceed 70%. Much of this rapid adoption is thanks to giants like BYD, who have successfully reduced the cost of intelligent driving by 40%, even bringing these features down to the 70,000 yuan Seagull model. In the assisted driving domain controller space, BYD leads the pack with a 37% share, and 96% of its L2 Plus chips are sourced from NVIDIA, a perfect example of leveraging top-tier external computing power alongside internal scale advantages. But in China, autonomous driving isn't just about standalone vehicle intelligence. I find this very characteristic of the region. The Road OS2 system led by Beidou is attempting to solve the problem of visual blind spots through vehicle-to-everything (V2X) integration. By coordinating with roadside sensing equipment, vehicles can see into dead zones beyond their own sensors. This collectivist collaboration serves as a complement to Tesla's Lone Hero approach of pure vision standalone intelligence. At the same time, Huawei's ADS4 and the new WEWA architecture have officially arrived. This end-to-end solution, spanning both the cloud and the vehicle, has cut system latency in half. Its performance in complex intersections and high-density traffic is incredibly robust, with plans for large-scale commercial use of L4 autonomy by 2026. However, Tesla's journey in the Chinese market hasn't been smooth sailing. Although Musk optimistically predicted that FSD would be approved for launch by early 2026, the reality is that due to core obstacles like cross-border data restrictions, the unsupervised version of FSD has yet to be truly delivered. Because Chinese law requires sensitive data to be stored and processed locally, Tesla cannot use real-time data from its Chinese fleet to train on its Cortex supercomputer in the US. This has resulted in the Chinese version of FSD performing significantly worse than local competitors like MENTA and Huawei when faced with complex bus lanes and mixed non-motorized traffic. To turn the tide, news broke in early 2026 that Tesla China was urgently hiring high-performance computing system engineers, suggesting they might build their own GPU clusters within the country. But considering the difficulties involved in building large-scale clusters, such as chip supply stability, regulatory compliance, and preventing technical leaks, forming a local training loop remains a distant goal. Against this backdrop, capital has begun shifting toward more certain vertical tracks. I found that the most striking record in the primary market in 2025 actually came from autonomous mining. Bori Technology raised over 1 billion RMB in a single year, reflecting that investors aren't just looking at passenger cars, but are focusing on specialized vehicle markets that can achieve commercial closure first. On the legal front, China has also taken a landmark step. In December 2025, the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology officially released the first list of L3 level entries, meaning the subject of liability is beginning to shift from the driver to the automaker or system provider. The establishment of this legal cornerstone will force all players to invest more resources into R&D and risk management. Looking ahead to 2030, the global autonomous driving landscape will see a major reversal. The so-called pioneers and explorers, namely Tesla, Huawei, and local brands like BYD and Geely that are actively transforming, will seize the vast majority of the market. Meanwhile, traditional automakers with weak AI accumulation that still rely on external integration may see their market share plummet from 60% today to just 30% if they can't keep up with high-level intelligent driving configurations. In this struggle for supremacy, NVIDIA plays the role of the digital arms dealer, empowering traditional giants like Mercedes and Toyota through its open platform to help them get back in the race. Tesla, meanwhile, continues to defend its closed vertical empire, building a moat with massive data and hardware cost reductions. Ultimately, the finish line of this war might not be about who has the strongest computing power or the most parameters. As the industry consensus suggests, the true winning point lies in who can make cold algorithms truly blend into the rhythm of human traffic, finding that delicate social contract balance between safety and efficiency. Thanks for listening to today's deep dive. The reasoning era of autonomous driving has only just begun, and we are witnessing every moment of physical AI changing the world. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to stay tuned. I always appreciate your feedback, so drop a comment below. Thanks for listening, and catch you later.